Alright friends, I'm not sure if my microphone's working, but if it is and you can hear me, these are the supplies we need for today's art lesson, which is beginning to paint our landscapes with the values of the color blue. So I have a tint of blue, which is blue with a little bit of white mixed in it, another tint of blue. This blue has a little less white mixed in it. And then down here I have just blue. So we are going to be creating this gradient scale, but it will be in the form of a mountain range. The things that we need for today's project are magazine. This magazine page is used as a paint palette. I will rip off a page, put it down in front of me, and this magazine is where I will be applying my paint. So I need a little bit of white and a little bit of blue and a paintbrush. Oh, some water and dirty old SpongeBob. So as you can see, there's a little bit of water in here. It does have a little blue in it from the previous class that used the blue paint, white paint. To start, we always want to work from lightest to darkest when we are painting. I'm going to open up my lid of my white paint, put my paintbrush into my white paint, apply some white paint to my palette. So I have a pool about the size of a quarter. So that's about the size of a quarter. I'm done. I can close my lid. I can share my white paint with my other friends at my table. But I do need to clean my paintbrush before I dip it into the white paint. Remember, when you clean your paintbrush, you want to go back and forth inside your paint container. Really cleaning those bristles. When you lift it out, it's a little wet. I'm going to dry it off on dirty old SpongeBob. So I'm drying off my paintbrush so there's no white, no dirty water on the brush. Now I'm ready to lift and pick up some blue paint. I'm filming myself. It's for the kids. So I'm going to apply another quarter size amount of blue paint to my paint palette, and now I'm ready to begin. With the blue paint that's on my brush, I'm going to reach in, take a lot of white, because I want this to be the lightest tint of blue. The lightest blue I can make. I'm going to use a lot of white. You might even end up using that whole puddle of white till you have a nice light blue. Now I can begin painting the mountain range that is furthest from you. So remember, we want to leave the sky white. This is going to be the brightest part of our paper, bright white sky. The mountain range that is furthest from you, the viewer, you're going to paint that mountain range with that very light tint of blue. Notice that I am dancing on my toes. I am not squishing down and dragging my paintbrush across the page. I am dancing. I am just on the tippy toes of my paintbrush. I am taking my time. I am slow and steady. I am painting in the lines. If your paintbrush starts to get scratchy, just pick up some more paint. I'm spreading out my paint so it's not big globs. Just dancing on my toes, not pressing hard with my paintbrush. Taking my time, going over the areas to even out those blobs of paint. If your paintbrush starts to get scratchy, remember, it's drying up. You need to add some more paint to your paintbrush. Remember that as the mountains move further away, they get lighter and lighter. So now that I'm done with this mountain range, I'm ready to do another tint of the color blue in my mountain that's a little bit closer to me. This time I'm going to add more blue paint to the light blue to make it a little bit darker blue. Once you have a new tone, a new tint created, remember a tint is color with a little bit of white added, you can begin painting your next mountain range. Every time your paintbrush starts to get scratchy like this, remember to grab some more paint. Craftsmanship is always key. It can make or break your artwork. I think this is all we're going to be able to do today in class, are 2 tints of the color blue, but next class I'm going to bring in some black and we'll start making shades and tones of the color blue. But today let's just worry about those tints. Color with a little bit of white in it. Alright, now it's your turn.